Begin transmission.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Bill. This is Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures, and we're doing a Sunday hangout. It's good to see everybody. Run over to the comments and see who all's here. Shaitan's Hammer come in, said, hey, Shaitan. Bjorn Jorgensen is here. Schmibble, Shambolics. And Bjorn says, one of the Motu mini comics came in the shop yesterday. That's cool, man. Tell us which one. Boba Hicks came by. Hey, what's going on, Boba? Motu Jonesers at the Card and Comic Show, trying to make that bread, some big time money, some of that long green, and he just wanted to come in and say hi. Moving on down the list here, let's see. I think that catches me up on the chat right there. Oh, Manic Plastic in the house. Hey, what's going on, Michael? I'm going to send you a DM here in just a second, Michael. Rolando Flores here. Thank you Rolando. I appreciate you coming in. And Bjorn says he thinks it was the mini comic with Stinkor in it. And hey, Gojatron grilling for a party and listening in. Cool deal, man. I did that yesterday with my daughter yesterday evening, which is why the show started so late last night. And if you haven't caught it, it may be worth catching or not. Stick it on the background and just let it play out so I can get some viewing hours. And if you're someone that's watching that's not subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It would be very, very much appreciated and will help me out a lot. Make sure everybody hits your like and buttons on there. And when it's over with, I want the comment section to just thrive because I need comments. And let's go ahead and shout out the Patreons like I normally do. Here's our Patreon. Special thanks to our supporters: Grindhead Jim Largo, Pope, Masters Maniac Mexico, Will McLaughlin, Bjorn Jorgensen, Johnny Sorensen, Ocean Breeze Salty, our very own OBS, Sir Clifton over there at Eternian Ellipse, Gojatron, of course, who's here in the chat with us today, along with Bjorn Jorgensen, and the Melvor, and of course Chris Tremblett. And I appreciate all of you guys' support. That helps so much. And let me throw something else here up on the screen if I can find it. Here we go. And if you want to really help out the channel, you can give us a little tip over there on Streamlabs. It works sort of like a super chat would in YouTube. You just send a little bit of money and put a message on there, and it'll pop up on the screen, and I'll shout you out. I appreciate that. Over here, conversation. Rolando says he's sorry that he missed some late nights, been busy and tired at night. Hey, man, it's understandable, man. Understandable. And Bjorn, of course, is telling everybody how to get to Gojatron, and Rolando's helping him out by giving out his Instagram. Good deal, guys. Y'all are amazing. And of course, my internet is apt to go in and out at any time. If it does so and I freeze up, just have a little patience because it'll clear up and I'll come right on back. And thank you to Rolando. I appreciate that. That brings Manic Plastic in. All right, here we go. Apt to freeze at any moment. I'm going over and opening up my Instagram so that I can send Michael a quick little DM in case he wants to come on and hang out a little bit today. And if anybody else that's in the chat here who knows how to DM me on Instagram wants to be on the show, just shout me out and I will hook you up with the link. All right. Here you go, Michael. Just in case you're feeling froggy, there you go. So you got a little Instagram there that'll let you come on if you feel a little froggy. So going to try to have a decent show today. It was kind of funny last night. I didn't have much to talk about. I didn't have any of my normal shenanigans like shorts and stuff like that, and I'm not going to do that today. But if you looked at the thumbnail, you'll see that Zodac now has his cosmic chair to sit in, and we'll look at that in just a minute, and we'll talk about it. What I do want to know, once the show's over with, get it down in the comments and do that. What custom items do you have? What custom items have you built for your figures? Not just Motu, but any figures in general. Have you bought from customizers? What's been your experience? Just put all that down in the just get a lively little chat going there in the comment section after this is over with. Figuratively speaking is on. Hey man, if you want to come on the show, just shout me out, man. I'll bring you on if you want to. I'm looking for anybody that wants to promote their channel to come on the show and just promote away, man. I love each and every one of y'all. Love your shows. I don't get to catch them as much as I like, but I try to pop in, say hi, give you a like when I can, and watch the whole show when I can. Sometimes replay stuff like that. Anyway, everybody's probably itching to see this this Zodac chair here. The customizer who did this, he painted it after he 3D printed it for me. He painted it and sent it in. He is on eBay. He is in Argentina, which means that it's going to cost a pretty penny, almost as much as the item itself to get it sent to you with the postage, and you're going to wait at least a month or so for it to get here by Argentina Post when they finally get it in the mail, get it going. So I just want to caution everyone that when you're dealing with customs, that this is kind of some of the stuff you have to do it. Now, if you're a 3D printer kind of guy, kind of like Wilhelm Toy and Hobby, who's a good friend of ours and supporter, and you got $5 or so on your hands, you can always go to Cults 3D, find this Zodac chair, and download it. What's really interesting about the platform that the chair is sitting in, the chair is 3D printed, but it's 3D printed to the exact specifications of the actual chair in Castle Grayskull, which includes the little portion on the bottom that connects it to the either the floor in Grayskull or that platform, and that little tab that's over there by underneath the foot peg over here that goes in the floor that makes the trap door work. So when you 3D print that, you could actually use an actual vintage chair with it if you wanted to, and not 3D print the chair, but just the platform, and just get you a vintage chair to work with it. It's all kinds of things that you can do. And figuratively speaking, is saying sure, send him a link. So I'll keep here. Let me find you in my list of people that I talks to. All right, I may have to look you up. Do it that way. There you are. And paste Did it work? No, probably didn't. I sent you a blank message, didn't I? Do it this way. There we go. Now, that should fix you up there, figuratively speaking. You got your link coming in. And hopefully I am back. Every once in a while, you know, on my internet. Hopefully my cam will come on. Come on. Waiting for IV cam connection. Oh yeah, I'm just playing some background music here so at least there's something for you to listen to when my internet says poo poo and says we're gonna take Bill away from you for just a few seconds. But anyway, what I was talking about with the Zodac chair was you could actually use an actual vintage chair with that 3D model of the platform. And the 3D STL file also includes two chairs of files. One with the chair file that looks exactly like the vintage chair, and the other one, the backing of the chair has printed into the chair design the sticker design with the sun logo on it. So instead of using the sticker, you can paint that up and use it just that way. And I've thought about asking someone with a 3D printer. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody around in my chat collection of people that might have one that would do that for me to make me another platform, and maybe that chair with the 3D design in it. Because one of the things that I had in mind of doing, let's see if that cam came back up again. No, it's not coming back up. So let's do this. See if we can reboot that cam, see if it'll find it. There he goes. Let's see if that brought it up. There we go. One of the things that I have in mind of doing would be to get that reprinted out so that I could paint it the color orange, that orange of the chair, that iconic Grayskull throne orange. And I thought about doing it with this particular piece, but I decided against it. I like that silver. Kind of looks very much Filmation like. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think will look good. Do you like the Zodac chair? Do you like the idea of Zodac riding around through the cosmic spaceways, Metron-like, in a chair like that, heading out to enforce the balance between good and evil wherever it may need his attention? Let's see. Bowie Hicks says, "Yeah, the silver looks great. It does." The Argentinian customizer painted that himself, and he did an excellent job. He always does. And of course, you guys have seen some of the other pieces that he's done, such as Modi the Moat Monster there. This was done by the same customizer. Let's see. I like silver, but orange would pop better. Yeah. And see, I don't want to buy another one of these from the guy. That it costs too much. I've got this, so maybe someday I can get Wilhelm to just print me the platform down there. the bottom, and then what I'll do is I'll with it, or maybe get him to print that and the 3D design chair, and then I'll leave it so that I can change them out. Maybe that's something I could do sometime, maybe in the future, something like that. That might be fun. Let me know what you guys think. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. And I also, the guy from Argentina had also done a 3D print of Queen Marlena as well, and that was a really nice piece that he did. It has limited articulation. The arms move, the waist moves, and of course we got head movement. Oh yeah, head movement that goes back and forth like this. And he painted that all himself. And this figure, the bottom is hollow, and it's a little smaller than the Queen Marlena that I have. That is for Origins. This would be more like a vintage Marlena if they had made one. But if you go to Lee Customs, he does a custom Marlena kit. I think he's made these back available again. If you missed out the first time that these were available, you take a sorceress figure for the parts that you need, and Lee provides everything else, such as Lee provides the head and the forearms and the body, and then you have to provide the upper arms and the bottom portion from the waist down. You would have to provide from a sorceress figure and paint thereof. He also provides the belt and the skirt. Now the staff does not come with Lee Customs kit. The staff was actually 3D printed from the model used for that. And this file here is also available from Colts 3D as an STL file, so that if you wanted to do that, you could. All right, let's see who's commenting here and what they're saying. Oh, hey, check it out. Bowie Hicks says, do you have to pay import taxes on stuff from Argentina? No, but maybe. Like I said, the chair cost like $30, but it was like almost another $30 in shipping. And figuratively speaking, is here. So I'm going to bring him on in the screen. Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on now?
Hey, good deal. Just answering Boba Hicks's question about the import taxes. I don't know if it's an import tax, but I know that the fee for shipping from foreign countries is out of the butthole nowadays, and it's just ridiculous. So yeah, the fee from Argentina, like I said, the piece I think didn't cost but like maybe $30 to $60. I can't remember. It might have been $60, but the fee to the shipping and handling fee was about the same. And Susudio's with me. Hey, Susudio. So it's good to see everybody here in the chat. What do you think? Do you do any customizing there and stuff like that? Do you buy stuff from customizers? I'd like to know that. Speaking.
Yeah, I'm starting to dabble in it, Bill. I haven't really done a whole lot, but I'm trying my hand at it.
I can tell you once the bug hits you, it'll hit you hard. If you want to see what happens to a man who gets bit by the customization bug, you go over there and look at what happened to Mr. Home Arcade. Mr. Home Arcade has almost 2 waves of figures done by himself of Motu Origins type figures of customized figures from everything you can think of. I'm talking Jason, I'm talking Leatherface. I'm talking RoboCop. I mean, you name it. Now, he's got the entire Justice League and some villains.
Right. Yeah, I've seen his videos. He does. His channel is wow.
Yes, it has to be seen to be believed, and it is hilarious. And I don't know if you know this or not, but you know what the most impressive thing about Mr. Home Arcade's videos are to me?
What's that?
He does them all, including the editing and the putting together on his iPhone.
Oh wow.
Yes.
That I couldn't do that. I have to. I gotta have a desktop.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea how he does it, and of course, he can keep his secrets to himself if he chooses. But that's impressive to me to do all of that work strictly from an iPhone.
Yes. That and what I really love about his channel is the way he does his dioramas.
Uh-huh.
The way he sets everything up, the way the voices, even even the people, the characters that are not meant to be comic relief, just the way it goes about the way he sets up the whole thing is like, oh my.
I know it's almost like it comes natural to him. That's the kind of stuff that I would have to work at, and maybe even take a class on.
Yes.
It's pacing. It is blocking. If you've ever you know stage terms, blocking is very important. And most amateurs like me, blocking is something that you have to study to understand, and maybe never really grasp exactly.
Right.
And blocking is the position of characters on stage, where they are in relation to props, and that's not something that comes natural to me. But if Mr. Home Arcade has never taken any theater classes and he's doing that on his own, it's coming natural to him.
Right. Absolutely.
And
yeah.
Gojatron says, I'd like to customize more, but between work, home, YouTube, and drawing, I just don't have the time. Welcome to the club, brother. You've got small children. I've seen them running around, cute little buggers that they are. And you've got, I assume, an old lady there helping you take care of your household and young'uns.
Yep.
And between all of that and this, it's kind of hard for a man who's doing the things that a man is supposed to do to have time to do anything.
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons my show started late last night. I was doing the man thing. Me and my wife was spending time together. We went and visited a friend of ours that we haven't seen in a long time, and then we spent the rest of the afternoon at my daughter's house and had supper with her and her boyfriend. And these things must be done, people. If you have a YouTube channel or you have a hobby such as toy collecting or whatever it may be, and you're doing that instead of doing stuff like you're supposed to be doing, you need a friend, serious help. You need to reevaluate your life. Don't you agree, man?
Oh, I do. Like here in about an hour or so, we're going to be going to my father-in-law's. His birthday was yesterday, and we're going to be going there celebrating his birthday. So, yes.
Yeah, and that's the things that you're supposed to be doing. We do our YouTube channels and do our toy collecting as a way of coping with life, sometimes as a way of escaping from life. But you can't entirely escape from life. Life has to be lived. Bjorn says he loves to customize things. I've seen Bjorn's customizations. If you follow the link that was posted earlier to Bjorn's Majestic Instagram page, you can see some of his Majestic customs there. Bo Hicks says, to be a good customizer, you want the 3 T's: tools, time, and talent. And that's absolutely correct. The correct tool for the correct job and the time to get the job done, and don't skimp on the time. I can tell you, customizing,
Tools, time, and talent. Absolutely.
painting, and stuff like that. If you do more harm than good. And sometimes it's something that we have talent can be developed. So, what do you think? Have you? What are your latest customizations there, figuratively speaking, or things that you're kind of thinking about working on or are working on?
Right now, what I'm actually working on is I got some flocks leather, and I'm going to be doing some armaments, some cloaks, things from my Masterverse figures, restylizing some capes, doing some of that. I will keep the original capes that are actually on them, and I will just try to. I will find a way to emboss them into the new materials that I'm keeping. So that way, I keep them uh, the way they were, and then at the same time, they'll have that new. So that's what that is. I am working on a new figure, which is a conjoined. I don't know if it's going to turn out the way I really want it, but I'm going to be using a Masterverse body with some parts from my Masters of the WWE figures, so like the heads and some garments that they got, and then also some of the weapons. So it'll be more of a pop and swap, but at the same time, as I'm doing it, then I'll probably add some more paint apps to it. Just definitely make it my own.
And as far as what you're talking about, the new WWE Superstars line that uses the Origins book has been a godsend to us customizers.
Yes.
And of course the Masters of the WWE Universe line that preceded that is also a good place to get parts. Never thought about this. It didn't enter my mind, and it should have from the very beginning. I've been working on a Savage He-Man figure, and the only thing that I've been missing that's been bugging me is his ankles or his boot top, if you will, the bare leg down there.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I've got a Stratos leg down there that I've attempted to begin sanding off of the hair on it so that it's smooth.
Right.
Well, I figured out something last night. Why should I do that and go to all that trouble when all I need to do is to get a Masters of the WWE John Cena figure that's already done for me?
Yes. And that's the thing, I've gone through, and again, I've been collecting again now since since the start of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I hadn't collected anything except for my comic books, and I kind of left that alone for a long time too. But when you come back to doing something that you love, sometimes you can go in overboard, and I did do that. What really got me back into collecting again was when I seen DC Primal Age.
Yeah.
When I seen what they did with that Bat Cave to almost make it look like Castle Grayskull, and then the figures, the way that they made them look vintage, I went all in. I got the entire line basically in one swoop. Then I turned around. Started getting into Origins. Then when I was in the middle of Origins, I started going into Masters of the WWE. So it's like 6 lines hit me all at once, and I'm just like, whoa, hold up. I got to slow down for a minute. Then I wasn't going to collect Masterverse. all it took was one figure. And I was just like, oh. And of course, then at that point too,
Yeah.
my kids are like, Dad, you're collecting toys again. Oh, hold up, wait a minute, that one's cool. Can I get that one? Can I get that? Let's go buy a couple. That way, you have one and I have one for my collection. So,
And that's another fun thing to do as well, is to use the hobby to connect with our loved ones like that, especially our children, who,
yes,
in my opinion, desperately need to have something physical to play with instead of electronic and virtual.
yes, yeah. My complete thing in the house is I always ask my kids. I said, would you rather do this all day, or would you rather do something where you can be active and this will turn you dumb?
That's true. It will. There is a clinical term for that. It's called digital dementia. It's when we don't allow our brains to remember anything, but we allow our electronic or digital device to do the remembering for us.
Right.
I remember being a kid and I had long lists of phone numbers memorized in my head. Then I could go to a payphone and I could dial somebody's number just from memory. Could I do that today? Why should I? I've got my contacts list and it's already there in my
Right.
phone.
Yeah, my kids, they're like, Dad, we need a new cell phone. I was like, you know what? You're so lucky you're in this age, because when I was born, when I was living, the phone was connected to the wall or it was sitting in the home on a certain table. And it was connected to yours.
Yeah, in my house, it was in the kitchen, which meant that if you wanted to use it, anybody that was in the kitchen or in there in the vicinity could hear everything you said on it as well.
Yep,
And believe me, the parents were listening to see what you were up to.
exactly. That was even like when I was growing up. Now, mind you, 72, going with my age, living 72, and I was 10 years old at 82. So that was right at the beginning of Masters of the Universe and what I can remember of that. But I remember my very first cartoon that brought me into those types of cartoons, which was Battle of the Planets.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely loved it. But at the end of the day, we went outside, we played. Our go-to for, hey, we went and knocked on somebody's door. Hey, can they come out and play? We are always using our imagination. We do the things that we did. And unfortunately, we can't do that in this time, this day and age. Unfortunately, the digital fingerprint has taken over. Kids don't really use their imagination, so you've got to teach them, hey, use this. This digital thing does not always work.
Yeah.
Um,
You brought back a very vivid memory to me just now. I can remember, and this may bring some feels back to you as well. I can remember going out of the house and getting on my bike and riding around town, and then you would see a house with all kinds of bikes parked out in front of it or laying in the yard, and you knew that's where everybody was. So you made your way over to that house and knocked on the door, and you came in, and maybe everybody got together, and then now it's time for us to go ride bikes together or go have
right,
some playtime of some sort. And boy, I miss that so much.
absolutely. I mean, I try to make it at least an hour, hour and a half every day in the summertime when my kids are on their summer break. Let's go outside. Let's play basketball. Let's throw a frisbee. Let's.
Yes, let's go do some physical activity together that will be fun for all of us.
Right. You know, hell, even a trip to the zoo. We'll go down to places like Merrimack Caverns here in Missouri. You know, let's go for a hike. Let's go enjoy the world. Let's leave this crap in the car. Let's go.
Let's go touch some grass, as the kids today say. And John from A World Made of Cardboard has come in and joined us. If you haven't seen John's channel, he just put up a video recently. He puts cardboard things together and does paper crafts, and it absolutely is amazing. He has things that you can do yourself, crafts that you can do yourself that enhance your dioramas and figures. So, John, we appreciate you, man. And Boba Hicks says he's watching the Filmation Star Trek cartoon series, which to me,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, to me, that's season 4 of Star Trek, the original series. It really is. And yes, that was a great series, and they used all of the original voices that they could possibly get in there, and a lot of that stuff lines up so perfectly.
I'll tell you what's funny is my buddy's Customs. He shot me a link to something that's on YouTube right now, and I'd forgotten about this show, and it's called. Let me look it up real quick. I've been watching it. I've been binge watching it here. What is the name of it?
And while you're looking for that, World Made of Cardboard says, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, and played outside and built toys out of cardboard. And Gojatron says, I've been rewatching the Filmation Flash Gordon for research purposes. And I bet you're having a good time doing that. I've got that on DVD here, and I also have a copy of the pilot movie that was made before that. It is almost I think an hour and a half, almost 2-hour movie that is basically that cartoon series, but more like the comic strip, and it is absolutely amazing.
So the name of that show is called The Mystic Knights of Tyrannod.
I remember that. They even had some figures for that.
Yes. And I had so forgotten about that show, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching it, and I'm just like, oh my. I've got I've even been trying to look to see if you could find the toys, and I found a few of the toys. Oh my gosh, the price tag for them.
Right on up there. That, yes. And there are a lot of figure lines and cartoons from that era, such as the sectors that are out there that I remember. Now, a lot of this I didn't collect, but believe me, some of it I wanted to. But you know how it was when we were kids. We got what we got. We weren't able to, go and beg for everything. Money was tight back then, and it was birthdays and Christmas, and very seldom did you get anything between those.
Like I remember, one of the first things that really struck me was when I don't think at the time it was Lucas Arts or even Lucasfilm at that point. It might have been, might not have been. But when they did the 16-inch, maybe they were 12-inch, but I remember them. I think they were 12-inch, like doing Darth Vader, Chewbacca, just single ones. And they were huge. And I think my mom and dad probably got me like the first wave for my birthday. I had.
Hang on. Keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find something here in the toy room real quick to show on camera.
All right. Yeah, I remember my very first figure that I got was Darth Vader, and he was enormous, and you had like his lightsaber was like 6 inches. Then you had Chewbacca that came out, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and I believe Han Solo. And that was like the first wave of them that came out. That was like my favorite set. I wish I still had those because those go for a pretty penny now too. And I believe those came out in like, I want to say 70. No, it wouldn't have been 70s. It would have been like 84 maybe. Might have been earlier than that. I mean, but it was one of my favorite things. Star Wars was my go-to when I was a kid, as far as classic movies. Um, that was my favorite thing. Absolutely.
All right. They're in a position I can't get to them, but I took a picture of them. I'm almost see if I can share that picture. The stuff.
Excuse me.
This is going to bring back this. It's going to bring back a memory for you if you push here in a toy room with a lot of junk in front of it. But let's see if I can pull this up. Take me a second. Bear with me here.
Oh, you're good. Like I kind of remember, like, even as far as like the cartoons of Battle of the Planets. If you take a look at the original Battle of the Planets, and then you take a look at the characters from Voltron when they came out, Pidge is the little dude that can speak. Hunk is the dude that like they all look almost exactly the same.
All right, there we go. Now I'm going to try to share this picture with everyone, and I don't know how well it's going to look, but let's see here. Let me bring it up into this, and we're going to share. All right, go on in there. There we go. Can you see that there, figuratively speaking? Can you make out what's in that picture there? Oh, he left. Hopefully hopefully he'll come on back in. Hopefully he can come on back in. Oh, I go now. All right. While we're waiting, maybe for figuratively speaking, to try to get his connection reestablished here. Let's see what we're talking about here in the chat. Or made a cardboard said he had to reload his latest videos. Something cut the last 2 minutes off. Yeah, I've had stuff like that happen before. It's kind of infuriating, frustrating. Gojitron says, I remember the Mystic Knights, one of the many shows that tried to piggyback on the success of Power Rangers. Bjorn said he doesn't remember or never heard of the Mystic Knights. Well, it's something to look at. Mystic Knights of Tir-na-nog. I had a 12-inch of Vader and Boba Fett. They did not survive childhood. Well, that is Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 there in a protective case that's behind some boxes way up in way up tall where I can't get to them. War Made of Cardboard said Mystic Knights didn't last long. It was by Saban, he believes, and was definitely followed the Power Ranger model. The toys were okay-ish, but the show just didn't catch on. And John also says, my wife loves Battle of the Planets. The Phoenix is just a beautiful ship. When I was a kid, I tried to make one for my G.I. Joe figures. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Hopefully, John can get back on. Figuratively speaking, can get back on, get his internet connection worked out, so that he can come back on and see this wonderful piece that I tried to share here. It's kind of blurry, but you can make out R2-D2 and Princess Leia and Luke Skywalker. There in the picture. Oh, here's what happened. Figures say every circuit in my house blew and he has to reboot. Okay. Crap happens. I've had stuff like that happen before. Cardboard, have you ever watched Gotcha Man? I remember Gotcha Man. And Chris, what's up? Chris says, I missed R2-D2. I didn't see him there at all. Yeah, he's there. He's a little yellow, but he's there. And that is freaking amazing, says figuratively speaking. Yeah. And one of these days, when I get the room a little more organized and not as cluttered, maybe I can get over there to them and bring them down and feature them in a show in the future. And my friend over at Payne's Toy Samples is not going to be able to join me today because he's being a dad, and that to me is absolutely amazing and trumps everything. If more of the male individuals in this world who are dads would do what they're supposed to do and be dads, it would be a much better world that we live in. But yeah, those I always wanted to have more than just these figures. When I was growing up, I wanted Darth Vader. I wanted Boba Fett. They made a Boba Fett. I wanted Han Solo. But yeah, these Kenner figures, pretty much Barbie-sized figures, did not last very long, and in the condition that they're in, they're very hard to find. And these figures are not complete. I think Luke is missing his lightsaber. When we first started restoring these figures, my wife and I, we had to find replacement boots for Luke Skywalker. His boots had been lost. Let's see. Here's my buddy, figuratively speaking.
Yes, those are so amazing.
Hey man, get everything fixed up there?
Yeah, I had to repop all the circuits in the house, let everything reboot. The good thing.
That takes a minute, and it's kind of frustrating when that happens.
The good thing for that is that my circuit box is literally right there.
There you go. John says there were 3 Gotcha Man reboots several years ago, and he watched it, but he never saw the original. Just know the American version was highly edited. Most of the anime that made it over here back in those days was heavily edited. Yes. Boba Hicks, who is our relative, our resident Irishman, says Mystic Knights are closely based upon Irish mythology, very loosely. And Michael Purvis says, I got your link, Bill. Just watching today, cleaning up the house. Got stuff everywhere. That's cool, man. We understand. Oh, where the cardboard said, didn't the 12-inch Luke have a retractable lightsaber? No, he did not. That lightsaber was always extended, if I'm not mistaken, but it was made out of a translucent blue plastic.
Right.
Is that's correct, or am I not there?
No, you're right.
You know, Blue Sasquatch is in the house. Blue Sasquatch
Yes, it
wants to know
is.
live. Yes, we are. Absolutely. But yeah, we just been talking toys and reminiscing about the good old days when we were growing up, and we looked at some custom figures that I've been working on. Zodac's rocket chair, and oh, here we go. Let me bring you up so I can see you better. Up where we can see him. There he is. 40th Masters of the Universe. 40th anniversary set.
I just got this in the mail yesterday.
That is beautiful.
I love this set, and I will be doing a complete unboxing of it on my channel. But that's the mailer box.
Oh my goodness, that's the yes, that is the crest or the heraldry from the Castle Grayskull front door drawbridge.
Yes. It's such an amazing set of figures in here.
Beautiful.
And what actually surprised me with this is that when they did this, I opened it up just to take a look at it. But all the weapon accessories and of course the little ring that they put in there with it, it's actually a bi-metal, so they're not plastic pieces. They are not plastic pieces. In fact, I'll do it on my channel as well. But I am going to go ahead because this set not only comes with that. If you don't know about the mini comics from the originals, this comes with the mini comics.
Chris has got a question for you. He wants to know, is that the set with the metal accessories?
Yes.
Ooh. And how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much did that set you back?
I found it, believe it or not, on eBay. I got it for $100. Free shipping, done. I was like, I remember what this was going for when it first came out, and it wasn't a bad price because everywhere else I'm seeing it for like $199, $200, $300, and this guy is a collector, but he unfortunately had to start losing some of his pieces so that he could take care of other stuff. And as a collector, sometimes it sucks, but when you know it's going somewhere where it's going to be a cherished piece, you know it's going to a good home, you're willing to do that. But yeah, this was a piece that I definitely wanted when it first came out. I was not able to get it at that point in time. I was in between jobs. Just wasn't in my priority. So at that point, when I seen it for this, yeah, I had to get it. And of course, all this will be passed down to my kids.
Yeah, Blue Sasquatch got a question for us both. He wants to know, do we have a Holy Grail toy? So I'll go ahead and say that I did. I actually found my Grail, and that was Cyborg from the Superpowers line.
My holy grail.
And he sent me more than 100.
Yeah, I think my holy grail plate. My
Sorry
holy
about that. My internet.
No, you're good. My holy grail plate pieces, which I have packed away right now, and I've had them packed away for a few months, is my original 1970s versions of the Battlestar Galacticas with the pieces that actually shoot out of the spaceships, the originals. That I had from my kids. It's the only thing that was saved from the house fire that I had because it wasn't in the house when I had it. It was over at my mom and dad's. But everything else I had, I lost in the fire between Masters of the Universe, all my GI Joes. In fact, I had the entire GI Joe collection. Uh, all my Star Wars, all my original Star Wars are gone. And that's actually a lie too, because the only thing I have left out of that is my the lizard that the stormtroopers had in the desert. But I don't have the stormtroopers.
Wow.
I lost everything else. So I started over, and that's probably when I actually lost my interest in collecting.
Oh, that's uh, I think I might be back. Maybe, my internet's it goes in waves. But yeah,
Mine's
I caught most of that, and it's devastating. It's devastating when we lose our things to a fire.
oh yeah. Yeah, I absolutely think I think one of my favorite pieces from my Battlestar Galactica is my original 12-inch Cylon.
Oh wow, I remember those. I remember those figures. Yeah, that Cylon figure was Vag Metal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was. It certainly is, and it's a beautiful piece. I'm I want to say I have two of them. I know I definitely have one, but I think I have two of them. Back in the late '90s, um, I had went to a toy store that was nothing but retro toys, and they had another Cylon, and it was still in box. The box itself was kind of rat tattered, but the figure itself was almost mint. So it was another pickup because I had to have it.
John says he wasn't into Motu, but it is a beautiful toy line. And Blue Sasquatch says that he had the original Food Fighter line with the egg carton tank. Wanted to collect them again, but way too much. Yeah, I remember those toys as well. They were kind of a weird toy line, but you know how we were when we were kids. We loved the weird and fantastic like that.
Like, what was it that my mom and dad, they would never get it for me as far as a toy line. So if I wanted a toy that they wouldn't get for me out of their money, I'd have to spend my allowance for it. And I think one of them was because they didn't like it. They thought it was just something weird because it was kind of a puppet, and that was the things that Largo has been
Fatherlings.
Yes, and I had the original King Boglin thing that they had. I had that. But my mom and dad, they're like, no, that thing's getting out of the house. They were like, no, that don't even look like a toy.
And Sue Studio's got an interesting question for us. What is the worst re-release toy that you've ever seen, or perhaps even bought? So she's at basically a disappointment re-release. Yeah.
I've got a few of those. Um, I don't think I even have them displayed. uh, I'm trying to do something different with my toy room. I've got stuff all over the place. Um, I think if I had to say anything about probably a worst re-release, mm, I I really got to think about that, Bill. I really do.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the thing about that Sue Studio is we tend to block that kind of stuff because if it's really bad, we don't even buy it because I believe in speaking with your pocketbook when it comes to that kind of stuff. Um,
yeah.
thinking back, I'm trying to think of a re-release toy line that I didn't buy or wouldn't buy that I was very very disappointed in. Uh, uh, trying to think. Hmm.
You know what? Because I'm getting ready to do
Yeah.
something different with my channel as well. I think because I do have a few of them for my girls. It was a re-release of the Cabbage Patch Kids that they did so horribly
Okay.
when they did it, that now if you take a look at the Cabbage Patch Kids that they have come out now, because my girls don't know about it and they're upstairs, so I can say it. I bought an entire box from my job, an entire case that has every brand new Cabbage Patch in it that I've actually been looking for, and I spent like $70 on it. Not a problem. But they're the little Cabbage Patch Kids that I'm going to let my kids showcase on my show because my 8-year-old's into it. So why not? We need more female collectors out there. We do, and showcase their toys. So
Yeah.
into saying that, the new Cabbage Patch Kids that they have came out with that they've reintroduced look almost identical to the original emission.
Hmm.
Whereas they did when they did the first initial redo of the Cabbage Patch Kids, they were horrible. They were absolutely horrible.
Hmm. Well, at Graham, he mentioned there was also a re-release of Care Bears here recently that I wasn't very pleased with.
No, I wasn't. Yeah, Care Bears was horrible too.
And John brings up the not so silver Silverhawks that Super Seven is doing that don't have the vac metal on them. Yeah,
Yeah, going down
yeah,
that.
and Michael. Yeah, why not have the vac metal? I guess to save money because the vac metaling process does add to the price. And the original Cabbage Patch dolls smell like baby powder. I think they did.
Yeah.
I think she's right. I think they, they did. And, uh, the, 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 did. I'm sorry about cutting in and out like that. But we've gone a little bit over the hour mark here, figuratively speaking. I think we're going to have to go ahead and say goodbye to everyone. But
Absolutely.
real quick, let's see what World Made of Cardboard says. My wife made her own Cabbage Patch Kids. Yes, there were patterns out there, and there were some of the patterns were released by Xavier Roberts himself,
Right.
because the original Xavier Roberts Cabbage Patch Kid had the cloth head instead of the plastic head. The reason they did the plastic heads for the wide release figures was to save money, because that all that has to be hand stitched, hand done. And Susudio says, in the 80s, I almost got mugged by people wanting to snatch the Kusa dolls, which were the pets for the. Well, I remember the big deal with people fighting over the Cabbage Patch Kids and in the aisles at toy stores and stuff. Yeah, that's a sad moment in history, but it's been repeated over and over and over again every Black Friday and Christmas with the latest and greatest thing that everybody wants out there. Here we go. According to Bobby Valla, the vac metal process is dangerous to the environment and health and unhealthy. Yeah, it probably is. You got any final thoughts? I'm going to have to go ahead and let the show stop for today. Anything you want to talk about real quick before we say good journey to everyone?
Well, I will bring this up because my lady, she's a big person on pound puppies. So she's got like almost the entire collection ever made, and she'll say, I'm not a collector. I'm not a collector. But yet she collects the pound puppies, and they have to be vintage when it comes to that. But other than that, she's got a few pieces that I want to showcase on my show, but she won't let me. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But other than that, no, you've just really got to take in stride. What is it that you love? Whether they've brought it back, whatever, whether they've not brought it back. And then you got to take in what's your responsibilities before your collection. So I personally will leave it at that, because I have my moments where my responsibilities are sometimes set off to the back burner for a certain couple of pieces, but I can't let it overshadow what needs to be done right here. So in that case, happy wife, happy life.
That's true. That's true. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That is true. All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me today. I hope we entertained you with some memories and some things that we shared today. And as always, good journey to everyone. And we'll see y'all next time. And hang around, man. We'll talk for a minute.
All right.
Special thanks to these supporters on Patreon. Without your help, these adventures would not be possible. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's adventure, please hit like and subscribe and share the video.